Okay, hi everyone. Um, Welcome to this Pilates class. So we're going to stand towards the end of your mat and we're going to start just with some shoulder rolls. So just lifting those shoulders, dropping them down from the ears and rolling up and round. Try and think as you're rolling the shoulders to spread the toes, even the weight bearing through your feet to keep the knees soft. Draw that pubic bone to your tummy button. Open your collarbones. And the crown of the head is nice and long. Lengthen the very top of your spine. And then begin to take the arms up. Breath in. As you exhale, turn the palms to the outside of the room. And draw your breath in. Done. One more roll. Breathing into the top of the lungs, turning the palms out and exhaling. Completely empty by the bottom. One more roll. In, palms out. Exhale. One more roll. Arms come up, and then we link in our fingers, taking them to the back of our head, using those thumbs down the back of the neck to support the connections between the neck and the base of your skull, and drop the chin down to your chest. And then when you feel comfortable, just start to bring the corners of your elbows, so the points of the elbows, in together, and that will increase the stretch through the paraspinal muscles that sit either side of your spine and go from your shoulder blades up into your neck and from the side of your spine into your neck. And then draw the points of your elbows apart. And looking up, I'm going to drop down once more and just put a slight rotation on, chin to chest, elbows meeting or towards meeting in the middle, depending on how strong the stretch is, and just looking off to the left-hand side, coming back to the center, and looking off to the right-hand side, and coming back to the center. Open the elbows up, open the collarbones, drop the shoulders from the ears, arms come up, and we drop down. Well done. Turn and face towards the top of the mat, and we're starting with a roll down. So dropping that chin to the chest, really drawing that tummy button into your lower ribs, creating those curves through our spine as we drop down towards the mat. And just float those fingers, bend the knees as much as you need to, just to float the fingers above or just to rest very, very lightly on the mat. And if there's any tension coming through the bottom, back to the legs, back to the knees and calves, just hold it there. Keep your breathing nice and gentle. And we're going to peel up once more. So restacking the spine, dropping the shoulders from here. Well done. And then dropping the chin down. Rolling down once more. And just get ready to bring yourself out into that pike position. First of all, just hanging, ragdoll. See if you can straighten the knees a little bit more. And when you're ready, connect that pubic bone to that tummy button. Soften the knees to bring your hands onto the mat and work your way up towards the top of the mat. Spread those fingers into that full plank position. Well done. So think about connecting here. Connect through the toes. Press the heels away from you. Keep those knees nice and straight. Lower those hips. Draw that pubic bone to your tummy button. Keep your fingers spread to keep that base of support. And open those collarbones. And the crown of the head gets drawn to the top of the neck. Nice and long. When you're ready and nice and still, take a breath in. As you exhale, push down through the hands, push the hips up, press down through the heels, and just gently come into a pike. You're not forcing this pike at all, just a gentle pike. And when you're ready, draw yourself forward, back out to that full plank position. Breathe in. Exhale, connect that pubic bone to your stomach button. Press the hips nice and high. And once more. Out. Full plank position. Just connect again through those toes. Press the heels. Straightening the knees gently. Hips are nice and low. Pubic bone and tummy button are connected. Shoulders are dropped from the ears. Top of the neck nice and long. Press once more. Through that pike. And this time, ready to bend the knees. So draw the pubic bone to tummy button. Bring the hips and knees together. And drop down into the mat into 4 points. Well done. Bring your hands towards your shoulders. And we're going to do our cat-cow stretch. So rounding off that spine, tucking that tailbone in. And then working in the opposite direction, dropping the hips to the mat. Back up again. Really tuck that tailbone in. Think about lifting your sternum up towards your spine. And then dropping the hips down to the mat again. And back to neutral. And we're just going to come back into child's pose. And then bring ourselves up into our 4-point position. So in our 4-point position here, we'd like you to remember that we're weight bearing through the length of our shin if we can, not on the kneecap. Yeah. Hips staying stacked over our knees. Wrists, if they get tight, just have a breather and circle them. Keep the fingers spread, but wrists just slightly forward with the shoulder. Okay. And start with, we're doing our hip circles. So taking the left knee, I'd like you just to float it up off the mat and pretend that you are drawing from inside to outside a circle with your knee on the mat. And it will start off quite small. And your gaze should be straight down at the mat in the space in between your hands. So creating that circle with the knee, gradually getting bigger and bigger. So you're opening up the inside of the hip as the knee's floating out. So a couple more circles. So we're going, the left knee is drawing circles in an anti-clockwise direction. If your head is gazing down at 12 o'clock on a clock face and your right foot is pointing to 6, like you to take your left knee out towards the 9 o'clock position as best you can. Keep that weight through that right shin. 9 o'clock position of the knee, the left knee. Hold it there, then straighten that leg out. So you're pointing those toes off at hip height. Bring the knee, bend the knee, sorry. Well done. Point back out again. Bend the knee, keep the leg at hip height. Point the toes back away to the outside of the room. Bring the knee back into the hip height. Point the toes to the outside of the room. Last two. One. Good. Keep that leg at hip height nice and long. Imagine you're pulling that or lengthening that leg away from that hip socket. Okay. Take it around directly behind you and then floating it down to the floor. Now sweep, quarter circle, so your leg is out to the side, directly out to that 9 o'clock position. keeping those toes in touch with the floor, and bring your bottom back onto your heels. So return into a child's pose position with the leg out to the side. And you should feel quite a deep stretch in your adductors, so the inner thigh groin area. And if you want to now pull your toes and point them up to the ceiling, so you're trying to rotate your toes up to the ceiling, you'll slightly tweak the groin stretch as the way you feel it. And then if you point your toes down to the ceiling, it goes a little bit further away from the inner thigh. Roll the toes up to the ceiling, roll them down. Connect pubic bone to tummy button. Use the glutes to bring yourself up into 4 points. Get ready to lift the leg. Nice and high. Well done. At hip height, sweep it back round behind you and bring the knee back in. Good. Should be working all around your bum. Right, onto the right side. So again, this time we are creating circles in a clockwise movement. So we're coming from inside to outside, drawing those circles with that knee on the mat, clockwise position, inside, out, and opening up the inside. Last couple. Okay, so this knee is going out to the side towards 3 o'clock. Yep, so you've really opened that inner thigh. And from here, you're going to point that leg out to the side. That should be quite hard work to keep it there. And then bend the knee back in again. Point the leg back out again. Bend the knee back in. Point the leg back out. Bend the knee back in. We're really working those glute meads on the side of our bum. Bring the knee back in and stabilizing through the shoulders. Last 2. 1. Point that out towards 4 o'clock. Bring the knee back in. Last 1. Out to the side. And back in. Out to the side. Good. Sweep it down behind you. Float the toes down to the floor. Sweep that leg out. Just going to readjust myself, give myself space. Sweep that leg out to the side, out to 3 o'clock. Toes down and connecting with the floor. Bring your bottom back onto your heels. So you're in child's pose position. And same again, if you want to rotate, so open out that inner thigh, rotate the hip so the knee starts to face a little bit up towards the ceiling. Toes go to the ceiling. And then roll the inner thigh back in again. And toes go to the floor. Roll the toes back up to the ceiling. Roll the toes back to the floor. Pull pubic bone to tummy button. Press through the thigh. Bring yourself up to 4 point. Float that leg up from there. Draw it round the back. Float it down. And bring yourself in. Well done. Oh, we forgot to thread the needle on that side. Okay, sorry. So we're going back out to the side. So sweep that right leg out behind you. Sweep out to the side. And from here, we're going to take the back of the right hand and we're threading it through the space on your left hand side. And you're trying to sweep that, take that right shoulder down towards the mat. Bring the right hand back. Create that circle, quarter circle with the right foot, and bring it back in. Same on the left side. So take those left toes out behind you, nice and long through that hip. Draw a quarter circle out to the side. Leg is out to the side. Take the back of the left hand, and it's feeding through that space on the right hand side. Toes stay in touch with the floor. Your left shoulder is coming down towards the mat, and you're looking towards your left fingers. Good. Bring that left hand back to the mat. Sweep round with those left toes and bring them back to 4 point. Well done. Breathe for a second. Okay, so now we've opened those hips up, we're coming into our squat and split squat work. So a little bit of a steeper pike this time. So tuck the toes under, spread your fingers, draw your pubic bone to your tummy button, keep your gaze between your hands, press down through the toes, and bring yourself up into a steeper pike. Press down through the heels. Okay, now try and keep your trunk still, but do a heel raise. So you're pressing up through your calves, and then back down through your heels. Heel raise, press up through the calves, back down through the heels. 3 more. 1. Keep your gaze down at the mat. 2. 3. Still in this position, take the right hand and see if you can draw that pubic bone to your tummy button as you lift the right hand and touch towards your left toes. Place the right hand back, stay in that pike position. Stabilize through the lower core, lift your left hand, touch back towards the right toes. Take yourself back into that pike position. And we're going to work our way up into standing. We'll roll those hands. Step back. And come up. Okay, good. Right, into our squats. So, feet hip width apart. Arms out in front of us if you're comfortable to. Spread those toes, draw that pubic bone into your tummy button, and drop down into your squat. And stand back up again. Down into the squat. Stand back up. Stand sideways on. Keep going with your squats. Down and up. Try and keep those knees stacked over those heels. Definitely not moving past the toes. And push through the hips as you come back up. Drive through those hips. Well done. Drop down into your squat. Drive through your hips. Try and focus on that spinal posture and that engagement through your core. So it's the control of the movement and the smoothness of the movement. Okay, we're going to mix up some split squats now. So I'm just going to take a step back. So from the top of our squat, we're now going to take a step forwards with the left foot. Oops, and then drop down into your split squat. Good. As you press down through the right toes, press through the left foot, drive yourself back. Okay. 1 squat, press back up, step forward with the left. I'm sorry. And drop down and press back. 1 squat, up, forward, drop down, press up, back, squat. Okay, next time, so finish that rep. Now we're going on to the right foot. Step forwards with the right foot. Split squat down. Drop your bone, tummy button. Press back. Deeper squat. Up again. Step forward. Split squat. Press back with the hands. Down. Good. Forwards. Split squat. Get your balance. Up. Press back. Squat. Good. Forwards. Split squat. Press back. Down. Last one. Good, well done. Okay, we're rolling down again. And we're going to roll down all the way down into full plank, half plank, whichever one you want to rest in to start with. Put your hands out to the top of the mat. So either full plank, yeah, or drop one knee, drop the second knee, and be in your half plank. Okay, and we're just going to do a 10-second hold. Draw that pubic bone to your tummy button. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 2, 1. And well done. Everyone's going to drop down into tripod plank. So forearm through the right side, forearm through the left side. And I'd like you to have one knee, or both knees, sorry, in the mat to start with. You make a triangle with your fingers and thumbs. You can just keep your gaze through that triangle or down at your thumbs. Connect that pubic bone to your tummy button. Curl your toes under. And just get ready to press down through the left toes and the left heel and lift that left side. Okay, so you've really extended through the left knee. My right knee is still resting lightly on the mat. Left knee's off the mat. Should be feeling that through your abdominal muscles and your obliques. Okay, get ready to press down through the right heel, down through the right toes. So both knees are off the mat. Full tripod plank. Keep the breathing going. And relax the left knee to rest on the mat. Keep the right knee straight. Now this time we're just going to switch over. Okay, draw pubic bone to tummy button. Switch knees. Right knee drops, left knee lifts. And switch again. Switch twice more. Once, twice. Drop both knees. Well done. Bring your bottom up into like a long cat stretch. But let's just try that once more, just in case you didn't get the technique the first time. So, half plank position, tripod stance, so elbows under shoulders, hands forwards, knees are down. Excuse me. Now, press down through the left heel and the left toes. Lift that left knee. Press through the right heel and the right toes. Full plank. Drop the left knee to the mat. Keep the right knee off. Drop the right knee to the mat. Lift the left knee. Drop the left knee to the mat. Lift the right knee. Drop the right knee to the mat. Lift the left knee. Well done. Drop the left knee. Pull your hips and knees together. Well done. Right, bring your hands back to 4 point. We're going to do hover tap. So this is about control in a box. So keep your knees hip width apart. Your box is the shape between your arm, your trunk, and your knees. Can you see that's like a box shape? We're going to go into hover. I'm going to tap the opposite shoulder. So tuck your toes under. Bring your pubic bone to your tummy button. Press through the toes and float the knees off the mat. Well done. We're floating. Now we're going to press down through that left hand. Tap the right hand with the left shoulder. Tap the left hand onto the right shoulder. One more the other side. Right hand to left shoulder. Left hand to right shoulder. And float the knees down. If that's a bit tricky, just stay in 4 point position. Draw pubic bone to tummy button and just tap the opposite shoulder with your knees down. Okay. But if you're ready to, we're going to repeat the set. 4 taps, hands to opposite shoulder. Hover the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4. And lower the knees down. And before we come out of this position, we're going to bring ourselves and do our press-ups. So you're either going to stay as you are and take your knees away from your hips into a half press-up position and take our breastbone to the mat, or you're going to move your hands slightly further forwards and step back with one heel, back with the other, and come into full press-up. Okay, I'm going to drop down to half press-ups. So try and do whatever number's good for you. 2, 5, 10, 12, just in your own time. Think about your technique and drop down into a press-up position. Well done. Bring yourself back. Just rest in child's pose if you finish. Carry on for a few more reps of your press-ups, if there are a few more left in you. And we are going to go down onto our back. And if you're already on your back, just start with some pelvic tilting. So feet are flat. We're curling that tailbone in, and then just uncurling the tailbone, enough space for a marble to run through underneath your back. Hands are by our side. Curl that tailbone up. Relax your shoulders, open the breastbone, and press through the feet. Lift yourself up into a bridge when you're ready. And back down. Key points to think about when we're moving into a bridge is feet are sort of hip width in, hip width apart. Toes are spread, you weight bear through the whole foot. You curl, lift those hips up, and you focus on the length through your femurs and your knees trying to meet your toes. And your shoulder blades should be belting into the mat, breastbone is soft. 4 more bridges. I've lost count. I think there's 1 more to go. Think about curling up the tailbone. Staying nice and long through the femurs at the top. Nice and long through the top of the neck. Well done. Place the right foot onto the left thigh. Open out that hip. So that hip opening like we did earlier is prepping us for the exercises that come afterwards. So press down through the left foot. Lift the left side of your body up, taking the right side with you. Try and keep those hips level even though the right foot's not down. Really squeeze and work through that left side to lift the right up with you. And then let the hips drop down. 5 more. Press down through that foot, lift straight up. And down. 4 more. Press and lift and lengthen the femur and lower. Press through the foot, lift the hips, lengthen the femur and lower down. Press through the foot, lift the hips, lengthen the femur and lower. 1 more coming up. Place the right foot down, left foot goes across the body in that figure of 4, and press down through the right foot, lift the hips, lengthen the femur. 2, 3, 4, 5. Take the left foot down, bring your feet together in the middle, heels close to your bottom, knees squeeze together, arms out to the side, and just keep the knees stacked, heels stacked, and take your knees off your right hand side. Draw that pivot bone and tummy button together, connect with that lower core to bring the weight of the legs through the center and off to the left hand side. Bring them back through the center. Take the right knee, bring the right knee into your chest. Now slide that left foot away and just circle your right foot. Bring the left knee in, so both knees are in together. And then hold on to the left knee and let the right leg slide away. And take both feet back on the mat. And to finish, we're going to do our internal and external oblique work. So pop your hands behind your head. Leave that chest on the mat if you need to. Slide out the left leg. Bring the right knee up to a single tabletop position. Try and use those thumbs to support the back of the neck. Remember to engage through the left heel, the back of the left knee and the thigh. Draw your breastbone and shoulder blades off the mat. Keep the elbows wide outside of your peripheral vision if you can. And then we're going to take your left armpit towards the right knee. 1, 2. So lift and rotate. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hold that. Last rep. 11. Hold that there. Little pulse if you can for 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And uncurl. Right. And then slide out the right leg. Bring the left leg to tabletop. Keep that head nice and heavy in your hands. Bring that breastbone up. Bring your shoulder blades up. And same again, we're rotating the right armpit, the left elbow. Really rotate and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lift up and hold it there. 5 pulses. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Arm curling down. Oh, place that left foot down. Place the right foot down. Over the head stretch with those arms. Stretch out with the legs, and we're going to do a few roll up and roll downs, work those abs, and to finish. So bring the arms forwards of the ears, tuck the chin in, anchor through the backs of the legs, the heels, draw that tummy button into your lower ribs. Oh, it's stuck on my coccyx. Sorry, go off. Don't go off to the side. And come up nicely. Stretch through the backs of those legs. And as you curl back down again onto that tailbone, rounding yourself down. Slowly, slowly, slowly over your head. And repeat, coming forwards again. Chin tucked in. Coccyx is so sore. And then come up into sitting. Here. If you put your right sole of your foot onto the inner of your left thigh, sit up as tall as you can. If you need to put sit on a cushion or something to just lift you up on that left side, that's fine. And we're just going to float the left arm up, slide the right hand out, drop down onto the right elbow, and just mermaid pose over to the side. Keep that core tight, don't flop through your tummy. Reaching and stretching as you go. Weight bearing through that left shoulder. Okay, press down through the left forearm, press down through, the right hands. Float yourself back to the center. Okay, change legs. Sole of the left foot onto the right thigh. Arms out to the side. Okay. Drop the left hand down. Bring the right arm up. Slide away. Drop down onto your elbow. Reach and then press down through the hand. Lift the elbow. And bring yourself up. Well done.